Salve Discipuli, and welcome to my video walkthrough of Cambridge Elevate. This is going to be your online textbook and various resources. So I wanted to kind of quickly walk you guys through how to sign up, register for it if you haven't already, how to join your groups, and then some of the resources available to you on here. So first things first, you'll go to elevate.cambridge.org. And these instructions for how to register are also on Google Classroom. I posted a PDF there. You might just have to scroll down a bit. So use that if you need to as well. You will click I'm a student, and then it'll open up to this page. Now this book code here, this is going to be your code that I emailed you, right? Each of you got an individual email with your individual student access code. That code is going to go right here. So you will plug that in here. You will create a username. Please do try to create your username to have some version of your name in it. Makes it a little bit easier for me to see who's actually on our groups once we do. Put your first name, your last name, use your school email address, please. Create a password, and then this is very important. Make sure you write down your username and your password somewhere where you're not going to lose it. I do have the ability to reset passwords if need be, but to try and avoid that, make sure you have this information somewhere. Once you've filled everything out, accept the terms of use, and then you can register. And then once you've done that, you'll be able to type in your username and password to log in. So we're going to check that out now. Now mine is going to look a little bit different from yours just because I have a teacher account. So you will not have this. This is the teacher's resources, obviously, but you should have your book that looks like this, student resources. Now on your page, you also should have a section where it says add groups, and that's where you'll type in the group code, which I also posted on Google Classroom with that PDF instructions. Now, I have had a couple of students let me know that for some reason the group code is telling them that it's with a different school, and so it's not letting them. I'm trying to resolve that issue. I've contacted the people at Cambridge, so hopefully I can get information. So if you can't quite get onto the group already, I'm getting that sorted. I will let you know once I have the answers to that. But even without the group code, you should still have access to the actual textbook itself. Now here again, this is where I just have my different groups. So we're just going to pick one of my groups, click on this, and then that takes us to our online textbook and all of the resources that go along with it. So let's check that out now. Oh, it's just a bit slow here, but okay. Oh my goodness. So we're loading a bit slowly, but here we go. Okay, so if you go to contents here, you can go between the different stages. For 7th grade, we're starting in stage 1. 8th grade, we're doing a review at the moment, but we will be then moving on to stage 5. Let's just take a look at stage 2 to start, just because in stage 1, there's not quite as many of the resources available. So all of the stages will look the same. There's kind of a little description at the top about what the stage is going to be about. And then you have some cultural background. You can check that out. There's a website with a ton of cultural information about ancient Rome and things like that. We might be exploring these as we continue in the year. And then the most important thing, obviously, is our web book. So you'll click that link. It'll pull up the textbook, and then you can click next page here like this, and you can go to the next page, and then it'll go through all the stories. And you just click next page, next page to search throughout the story. So that's the online textbook. That you have access to everything that the actual physical textbook has, so that's really nice there. Now, some of the additional resources, if you scroll down, we've got some explore the story things here for the different Latin stories that are in here. So this is kind of cool. You can check this out. Some great things here. It starts off with the read, and then you can click on different words and it will pop up with some definitions down there to help you with your translations of passages. The listen feature, you can click on it and it will actually have a recording of someone reading the story so you can hear the Latin out loud. This is a very useful tool, another way of getting the Latin into your brain. So you can do that. I'll click on this one.
Amicus caecilium visitat.
So it's pretty cool. It does that. And then the think and derive are other tools that we can use while we're studying. So the derive, this is not the most, not the best thing, but it is kind of a cool option. It gives you click on a Latin word, and it gives you some English, French, and Spanish derivatives, words that are related to this Latin word. Spanish and French are Romance languages that come from Latin. So it just gives you a few examples of words in those languages that are related to this Latin word, which is kind of cool. And then for the think, right, there's some questions, comprehension questions. So this one, I won't have you use too much on your own. This is more of something we'll be doing together, where I'll be asking comprehension questions of the story versus just direct translation. But we will be doing some practice with this, because I will be asking you to answer questions like this on, let's say, some unit tests that we do, where I give you a passage and you have to answer some comprehension questions. And you look in the passage to get the answer to that, and you can type in your answer and it'll kind of give you an explanation, which is pretty cool. All right, so there's those for the stories. Then there's some language activities. The test your vocabulary is something we will be doing periodically. I might assign this to you as sort of a vocab test. I'll tell you how to set it up. I might give you a time limit, right? Let's say 5 minutes. I might give you a number of words that are going to be on there. We won't do 500, I promise. But once we get along, we might be doing some of the higher ones, 20 to 30 words from Latin to English, or you can do English to Latin. And it'll be on checklist words, which are the words you're expected to know from the chapter, or you can do all new words, meaning words that are new at this point, at this particular stage. And you can do in this particular stage, or you can do up to, meaning it'll include all the previous stages as well. And we will only be doing the multiple choice option. The type in option, it just is very specific. So, but if we do this, I'll tell you how you need to set it up, and I will ask you to take a screenshot of how you've set it up. Then you will start it, you'll do the test, and then you'll send me a screenshot of your end results of that test. So that's something we'll be doing in the future. And there's a few kind of practice exercises. We won't really be using this practicing the language exercises. So don't worry about that. If you want to play around with it, you can, but we're not going to be doing those so much in this class. We'll be doing that in our actual physical class, and not through the online portal. But these exercises I might ask you to do: sorting words, so you can sort them, nominative, accusative case. 7th grade, we haven't quite learned this yet, but you can sort words and things like that, practicing the grammar from that particular stage. And then down at the bottom, we have the dictionary. This is kind of a useful tool for just looking up words in general. And then there's some fun videos that I might have you guys explore. There's videos that give you an introduction to the stories, and then that walk you, actually, it's sort of like reenactments of the stories. It's kind of funny. They're a bit cheesy, but they're fun. So we might watch a few of these, because it's people reenacting using the Latin from the story. And then there's a couple of culture videos as well for each chapter. So that's how this generally works. So feel free to explore around. For the time being, again, the biggest thing for you guys is going to be the web book. And then as we continue, I'll have you guys working on more of some of these extra bonus features that are available for my 8th graders. If you want to go and explore stages 1 through 4 for review purposes, any of my students who are new in 8th grade, this will be a great resource. You can go check this out and play around with the stages that the 7th graders learned last year and that we're reviewing at the moment. So help you get a little bit caught up as to where 8th grade is currently. 7th graders, we're going to be starting with stage 1, as I said. And moving along from there. So if you have any questions on any of this, please let me know. If you have any difficulties signing on or registering, again, please email me so we can get that sorted. As far as the groups go, email me if it's not letting you connect to our group, just so I can kind of have a list of who is having difficulties with that. And I will get those answers to you as soon as possible as well. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely week. Walete.